Archbishop Robert Francis Prevost is not only one of the most powerful men in the Catholic Church, but also a figure with a significant influence over more than 1 billion believers worldwide. However, beyond the walls of the Vatican, the name Robert Francis Prevost remains relatively obscure, yet has far-reaching impact. As the head of the Congregation for Bishops, he has helped shape the leadership vision of the Church. So, what do we know about the personal life of this Archbishop? In today's article, we will lift the veil on the little-known life of Archbishop Prevost. From his estimated net worth this year to his refined and surprising real estate holdings, as well as his simple yet meaningful lifestyle, we delve into the life of one of Pope Francis's most trusted allies. Do you know anyone in your circle of friends or acquaintances who has dedicated their life to faith and the Church like Robert Francis Prevost? If yes, leave a 1. If no, comment 0. Enjoy the video and don't forget to leave a sub to support the channel. Before becoming one of the most influential figures in the Vatican, Robert Francis Prevost was just an intelligent and curious boy from the south side of Chicago. Born on September 14, 1955, at Mercy Hospital in the historic Bronzeville neighborhood, he grew up in an American family with a long and diverse background. His father, Louis Marius Prevost, served in the U.S. Navy during World War II and later became the superintendent of Brookwood School District 167 in Glenwood, Illinois. His mother, Mildred Martinez Prevost, was a librarian with a proud Creole heritage, tracing her lineage to French, Spanish, Afro-Asian, and African ancestry. Prevost grew up in Dalton, Illinois, a working-class suburb south of Chicago. It was at St. Mary of the Assumption Church, now closed, where he began his journey of faith, serving as an altar boy and showing early signs of devotion and discipline traits that would shape his future. His academic path was also soon marked by excellence. In 1973, Prevost graduated from St. Augustine Seminary High School in Felt Mansion, Michigan. Not only was he an outstanding student, but he was also a natural-born leader. He was praised for his academic achievements and took on many important roles, from yearbook editor to student council secretary, and was a member of the National Honor Society. His skills in public speaking and debate helped him build a solid foundation for his future career in communication and leadership. Prevost continued his academic journey at Villanova University, where he earned a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics in 1977. However, his deep faith led him down the path to the Church. He pursued a master's degree in theology at the Catholic Theological Union in Chicago, completing it in 1982, and later continued his studies in Rome at the Pontifical University of St. Thomas Aquinas. There, he received both a licentiate and a doctorate in canon law in 1987, with his doctoral dissertation titled "The Role of the Local Superior in the Order of St. Augustine." This work deeply reflected his commitment to the values of the Augustinian order, principles that have guided his life. For his significant contributions to the Church and the global Catholic community, Prevost has received numerous recognitions. In 2014, Villanova University awarded him an honorary doctorate in humane letters, acknowledging his outstanding achievements in leadership, scholarship, and service. Despite holding a prominent role within the Church, he continues to lead a simple, quiet, yet meaningful life, always dedicated to the advancement of the global Catholic community. The journey of Robert Francis Prevost to becoming Pope is truly a historical story, marking a rise from humble beginnings in Chicago to the highest position in the Catholic Church. Now known to the world as Pope Leo XIV, he is the first pope born in the United States, the first pope of Peruvian citizenship, and also the first member of the Order of St. Augustine to lead the Church in its 2,000-year history. According to his brother John, Robert Francis Prevost felt the calling to the priesthood from a very young age. This calling became clearly defined in 1977 when he joined the Order of St. Augustine as a novice at the Immaculate Conception Church in St. Louis. His commitment to religious life was evident when, just a year later, he made his first vows, and by 1981 he had committed his life to serving in the path of the Augustinian order with a solemn profession. On June 19, 1982, Prevost was ordained a priest by Archbishop Jean Jado in Rome. While still studying theology in 1985, he answered the call to join the Augustinian mission in Peru, where he would later be declared a part of the country. His first mission in Peru was serving as the headmaster of the Chulucanas diocesan territory, marking a pivotal turning point in his career. Prevost continued his mission in Trujillo, Peru, where he spent a decade serving in various roles, including leading the Augustinian Seminary, teaching canon law, acting as a judge at the ecclesiastical court, and leading a parish in the city's outskirts. This experience helped him develop a unique pastoral style, one rooted in education, justice, and cultural sensitivity, laying the foundation for his later methods of preaching and community service. Upon returning to Chicago, Prevost's leadership qualities were quickly recognized. In 1998, he was elected provincial superior of the Augustinian province, a position he assumed in March 1999. However, during his tenure, he also faced difficult decisions. One of the most controversial decisions came in 2000, when he allowed a suspended priest, James Ray, who had been accused of abuse, to live in a monitored facility. This decision faced backlash, and Ray was later moved when U.S. bishops adopted stricter policies in 2002. In 2001, Prevost was elected as the Prior General of the Worldwide Augustinian Order, a crucial role he held for 2 6-year terms. His leadership coincided with a challenging period for the Church, as it faced widespread clergy sexual abuse scandals. Despite this, he remained steadfast in his commitments and made significant contributions to the development of the Catholic Church during this difficult time. One of the most prominent incidents involving Robert Francis Prevost was the case of Richard McGrath, the former principal of Providence Catholic High School. McGrath faced serious allegations that led to a settlement worth $2 million, years after Prevost's tenure. While this event shocked the public, it also highlighted some of the challenges Prevost encountered throughout his career. In 2014, Pope Francis appointed Prevost as the Apostolic Administrator of the Diocese of Chiclayo, a diocese in northern Peru. Prevost was consecrated as a bishop later that year, simultaneously becoming a naturalized citizen of Peru, fulfilling the legal requirement for his role in Chiclayo. He quickly distinguished himself with his organizational skills and community engagement, becoming an influential figure in both church committees in Peru and the Vatican, including those for clergy and bishops. However, Prevost's time in Chiclayo was not without controversy. In 2022, 2 priests were accused of abuse dating back to 2007, and it was claimed that Prevost had not pursued the matter adequately. Although the diocese stated that he had initiated a canonical investigation and encouraged civil action, criticism, particularly from national media, argued that his response was insufficient. This became one of the greatest challenges in his career, impacting his image in the eyes of the public and the church community. In January 2023, Pope Francis appointed Prevost as the prefect of the Congregation for Bishops, placing him at the heart of the global church leadership. His role involves evaluating and recommending candidates for bishops worldwide, making him one of the most influential figures in the Catholic hierarchy. Later that year, Prevost was elevated to the rank of Cardinal Deacon of Santa Monica degli Augustiniani, further solidifying his position within the Vatican elite. In February 2025, just before the conclave, he was elevated to Cardinal Bishop and assigned to the suburban diocese of Albano, a significant role typically reserved for papal candidates. On May 8, 2025, during the 4th round of voting at the papal conclave, Robert Francis Prevost was elected pope. A dark horse candidate, he emerged as a unifying figure from the divided factions within the church. He chose the papal name Leo XIV, a blend of tradition and innovation, signaling a significant shift in the church's direction. When Cardinal Deacon Dominique Mamberti announced Habemus Papam from the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica, Prevost appeared in the traditional papal vestments. He delivered his first public address in both Italian and Spanish, followed by the Urbi et Orbi blessing in Latin. The Vatican hailed his election as a historic breakthrough. Prevost became the first pope born in the United States, the first from North America, and the first with dual citizenship from both Peru and the U.S. The blend of his multicultural background, missionary experience, and administrative expertise has made Prevost a symbol of the growing global influence of the Catholic Church. From the streets of Dalton, Illinois, to the grand halls of the Apostolic Palace, the world watches as he begins a new chapter in his life. A chapter that is not only significant for him, but also for over 1 billion Catholics worldwide. Through his long and successful career in the Catholic Church, Robert Francis Prevost has amassed an estimated net worth of $16 million, a figure that includes the value of real estate related to his various assignments around the world. Throughout his career, he has resided in church-owned estates, from Chicago to Rome and even in Peru, where these locations served not only as his private residences, but also as official sites for his ecclesiastical duties. In the heart of Chicago, Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost, now Pope Leo XIV, resided in a 5,000-square-foot mansion, a property that not only reflects a deep respect for history, but also symbolizes elegance in design and purpose. Valued at $2.1 million, this home stands out with 17th-century Amsterdam-inspired architecture and enduring craftsmanship. Behind the ornate facade of that era lies a refined interior, seamlessly blending old-world elegance with modern comfort. Original features of the house, such as the woodwork, stained glass, and decorative tiles, have been meticulously preserved, creating a living space that feels like a living museum where every detail tells a story of artistic heritage and thoughtful design. While rich in historical charm, the home has also been modernized to suit daily living. With 8 spacious bedrooms and nearly as many fireplaces, the house spans 3 expansive floors. The formal living and dining rooms provide a cozy space for entertaining, while the numerous family rooms and fully equipped kitchen cater to the practical needs of everyday life. The 3rd floor of the mansion features a stunning great room with a 15-foot-high ceiling, creating a spacious and airy atmosphere. The lower level also holds potential for further renovation, ideal for a sitting room, home office, or even a private chapel. Surrounding the home is a meticulously landscaped plot with towering trees and lush greenery, offering a tranquil space that blends seamlessly with nature in one of Chicago's historic neighborhoods. Thank you for joining us on this fascinating tour of Robert Francis Prevost's Chicago mansion, a stunning residence rich with history and filled with beautiful art. If you enjoyed discovering the stories behind this remarkable home, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more exclusive tours and captivating stories. In Chiclayo, Peru, before becoming Pope Leo XIV, Robert Francis Prevost resided in another mansion, one that reflected not only his refined aesthetic taste, but also his deep commitment to hospitality. This home, valued at approximately $2 million, was where he lived during his nearly decade-long tenure as bishop in the region. This mansion was not only a personal residence, but also an important location for religious duties. The villa in Chiclayo, rich in Peruvian cultural influence, embodied both hospitality and the responsibilities of a church leader. These elements combined to create a living space that was not only luxurious, but also deeply spiritual, meeting the needs of a bishop while serving as a place where he carried out his community service work. When assuming the role of bishop, Robert Francis Prevost asserted that faith must always be placed above bureaucracy. His top priority, as he stated at the time, was to convey the beauty and joy of knowing Jesus Christ, a message that resonated with both clergy and laity. He called for a church that focused more on spiritual testimony rather than institutional management. Pope Leo XIV's first speech as Pope deeply reflected this sentiment, drawing on the greeting of peace from the risen Christ. He wished peace to all, expressing his hopes for the Church and the world. He described his work as one of disarmament, a gentle strength that emanated not from power, but from self-giving love. In the heartfelt continuation of Pope Francis's final blessing, Pope Leo XIV declared, "God cares for you. God loves you all, and evil will not prevail. We are all in God's hands." These words not only signaled continuity, but also renewal, reflecting his desire to maintain the pastoral style of his predecessor while asserting his vision of a unified church focused on its mission. His first message revealed much about Pope Leo XIV's priorities. He emphasized that Jesus Christ is the light the world desperately needs. He called for the church to be a missionary church, one that fosters dialogue and openness. Loyalty to the gospel and the importance of walking together in a spirit of unity were also highlighted, especially in working for peace and justice in a divided world. His words paid particular attention to the suffering, the poor, the displaced, and those left behind, highlighting a pastoral approach rooted in empathy and engagement with the real world. He also emphasized the power of unity, calling for God's help in building bridges between people of all backgrounds and beliefs, while urging the Church to become an instrument of reconciliation. One of the sensitive issues Pope Leo XIV had to face was the question of the possibility of ordaining women. When asked about this matter, Prevost made his position clear. He did not support the idea of ordaining women as deacons, as in his view, this would not resolve the underlying issue and could even create new complications for the Church. His statement reflected a cautious approach to reform, preserving tradition while remaining mindful of unintended consequences. With a clear stance and profound vision, Pope Leo XIV outlined a vision of a church rooted in the joy of faith, humbly walking with others, and committed to peace, dialogue, and love. His message, though simple, yet profound, laid the foundation for a papacy focused on healing, connecting, and inspiring the world. Despite maintaining a traditionalist stance, Pope Leo XIV showed openness to the expanding role of women in church leadership, particularly in decision-making spaces. In 2023, when Pope Francis appointed 3 women as full members of the Dicastery for Bishops, the powerful body that helps select bishops worldwide, Prevost acknowledged the significance of their inclusion. While noting that women's views often align with those of other members, Pope Leo XIV emphasized that their participation brings fresh perspectives and value to discussions. He stated that their involvement fosters a broader, more balanced understanding of the challenges and opportunities facing the Church. This stance both upholds the boundaries of clerical ordination and welcomes women's leadership in governance, reflecting the cautious approach he pursues. Though not a proponent of sweeping structural changes, Pope Leo XIV is not opposed to progress. Instead, he advocates a thoughtful approach that respects church tradition while leveraging the talents and insights of all members. Often described as a centrist, he is a leader who avoids extremes and seeks a balance between tradition and cautious progress. Throughout his rise in the Catholic Church, Prevost earned a reputation as a bridge builder, respected by both conservative and progressive voices. In April 2025, the Italian newspaper La Repubblica described him as an international figure, deeply rooted in Catholic tradition yet open-minded and globally aware. This balance enabled him to navigate the Church's internal divisions quietly but effectively. Pope Leo XIV maintains a firm stance against euthanasia, abortion, and the death penalty, aligning with the Church's long-standing teachings on the sanctity of life. However, he also demonstrates a strong commitment to social justice. During his time as bishop in Chiclayo, Peru, he vocally supported Venezuelan refugees fleeing political and economic collapse, showing compassion for the displaced and disadvantaged. Pope Leo XIV's online presence, particularly on Twitter, further illustrates his concern for human dignity. Following George Floyd's death in 2020, he expressed solidarity with the public and denounced systemic racism. He also criticized the harsh U.S. immigration policies under President Donald Trump, demonstrating his pastoral concern extends beyond national borders and political ideologies. Pope Leo XIV's voting history further underscores his independence in perspective and decision-making, a defining trait of his leadership style. With his resolute yet cautious stances, he has established a papacy that not only builds on continuity, but also embraces innovation in addressing sensitive global and ecclesiastical issues. Public voter records show that Robert Francis Prevost participated in both Democratic and Republican primaries across multiple election cycles, but never registered with any political party. This pattern reflects his nonpartisan approach as a church leader focused on faith rather than party lines. However, on cultural issues, his tone sometimes leans more conservative. As Bishop of Chiclayo, Prevost opposed what he called gender ideology in Peruvian school curricula, warning it promoted non-existent genders. In 2012, he also criticized media portrayals of same-sex families as normal, arguing they deviated from gospel teachings. However, when addressing Fiducia Supplicans, a Vatican document on blessings for same-sex couples, Prevost adopted a nuanced stance. While neither fully endorsing nor rejecting Fiducia Supplicans, Prevost stressed that national bishops' conferences must interpret such directives within their own cultural contexts. This diplomatic approach promotes local discernment without violating Rome's principles. Additionally, Prevost holds a firm stance on the environment. At a 2024 conference, he emphasized that human dominion over nature must not become tyrannical, echoing Pope Francis's concerns in Laudato Si. His words suggest a theology of care for humanity, creation, and the fragile bonds connecting them. Prevost demonstrates deep concern for global issues, from protecting nature to humanity's responsibility to uphold moral and social values. Robert Francis Prevost's personal life is shaped by close family ties and a blend of intellectual pursuits and physical hobbies. He is the middle child in a family of 3 brothers, Louis and John. Louis, the eldest, is a veteran now living in Florida, while John, the youngest, had a long career in education and retired as a Catholic school principal. Though Prevost's career has elevated him to the highest ranks of the Catholic Church, his family remains a cornerstone of his life. His parents, Mildred and Louis, have passed away, but their influence continues to shape his career and life, instilling values of service and faith commitment. Raised in a family that valued education and service to others, Prevost carries their legacy into his role as a global religious leader. Beyond his religious duties, Pope Leo XIV is known for engaging in various hobbies, reflecting a balanced approach to life. As an amateur tennis player, he particularly enjoys the physical challenge and camaraderie of the sport, which further reinforces his commitment to a healthy lifestyle and mental sharpness throughout his career. Robert Francis Prevost's personal life offers a distinct respite from the demanding responsibilities of his religious duties. Beyond his ecclesiastical work, Prevost is an avid reader, which keeps him intellectually engaged and open to new fields of exploration. Additionally, he is a music enthusiast, with music serving as a creative outlet that enriches his spiritual life. These personal interests, combined with deep family ties, paint a picture of a man both steadfast in faith and well-rounded in other aspects of life. While his public image is tied to his role as cardinal and now pope, Prevost's private life reveals a man who deeply values family connections and strives to maintain a healthy balance between work and leisure. Thank you so much for watching our video. We hope you enjoyed learning about Pope Leo XIV's remarkable journey and lavish lifestyle. If you found the video engaging, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for updates on our future content. Your support means the world to us, and we look forward to bringing you more fascinating stories. See you in the next video.